Hello everyone, welcome to our team's project proposal for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. Our team is comprised of 4 quality team members. Each team member brought their individual expertise and qualifications to the subject matter. My name is Sarah and I am our project's liaison and researcher. I have some background in physical therapy and psychology, but currently I am studying to become an industrial engineer. My history with working with patients and doctors, and now more recently engineers, has built up my organizational and communication skills, which guided me throughout the project. We have Claudia, who is a biology major. She has worked with the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative in the past and has a great passion for Detroit's impoverished population. Currently, Claudia is president of her sorority, which has helped her with teamwork and leadership skills. She has guided our team as project director. Then we have Daniel, who is studying civil and environmental engineering. He has an interest in urban farming, specifically with the use of aquaculture systems. Daniel works as a superintendent for a development and construction management firm, and this has taught him strong organization and communication skills. He is our acting program developer. Finally, we have Anika, who is a computer science major and mathematics minor. Currently, she has an internship with IBM, but her past professional experiences, including working with Michigan State University's Chemistry Research Department as a research assistant, has taught her strong analytical and organizational skills. She is our acting research director. So now that we have had an introduction to the team, let's get into talking about our project. So according to the Homelessness Facts and Statistics website, currently in Detroit, there are an estimated 18,000 people whom are homeless. Almost 30% of this population are chronically homeless, which means that they frequently don't have shelter, and a whopping 25% of these people are children. Without access to proper housing, in the middle of frigid cold temperatures or the sweltering heat of our Michigan summers, this population also do not have access to clean, fresh foods. Places like Whole Foods, who market clean and organic food, most often than not come at a hefty price tag, the price tag that only the upper and middle class American families can afford. So what about everyone else? Thankfully, Detroit has a superhero. The Michigan Urban Farming Initiative, MUFI for short, is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that seeks to engage members of the community in sustainable agriculture and provide healthy food options to community members who otherwise have limited to no access to that. So through our team and project's partnership with MUFI, we hope to see this organization prosper for years to come. So the purpose of our project was to identify problems that we aim to help resolve at MUFI, and then develop a strong and multifaceted research plan to implement. A major problem that the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative is facing today is their major lack of social and community presence. They are in constant need of more hands, more volunteers, to increase their efforts and widen their potential impact on the city of Detroit. By finding a way to advertise and market for their company, our proposal will in turn increase the amount of attention on this organization and ultimately provide MUFI with the helping hands that they need. So, to provide some background information on our chosen organization of interest, MUFI is based in Detroit's North End community. Their focus is to engage the community in the redevelopment of about 3-acre area. The 3 acres of land are in varying stages of development. 1/3 of the campus is dedicated to the production of farming, another third is dedicated to interactive agriculture, and the last third is dedicated to structures and hardscape space. This land has over the years evolved into an international tourist attraction, receiving countless visits throughout the years. So recommendation, our project team planned to navigate our problem of lack of volunteers by strategically identifying tasks, completing those tasks, and ultimately aiding in a resolution. So to identify the tasks, we have task 1, creating a Wayne State University student body survey and then analyzing those survey results. Task 2 was creating a reservation at the activity table at Wayne State University Center. Task 3 was reserving a table at Festival. Task 4 was reserving a table at Wayne State's Farmers Market and then other local farmers markets. Task 5 was recruiting the greater Detroit area and Wayne State communities using flyers. Task 6 was creating better communication with students using media platforms. And lastly, Task 7 was recruiting Detroit's homeless population. So as an overview of our project proposal, I have introduced the team. I provided information on our problem statement, background information, and recommendations. Now Daniel will be continuing our discussion on research methods and strategy. Then Claudia will be delivering a discussion on all the tasks, going into greater depth on all the tasks that I just disclosed. And then finally, Anika will be discussing results and conclusions of our research study. So thank you for your time. And now for Dan with his discussion.
Thank you, Sarah. So my name is Daniel Walker. I'm a senior civil and environmental engineering student at Wayne State University, and I also work as a construction manager. That job and my education has helped me to gain the organizational and communication skills that helped me to be effective on this project. So I'm going to talk today about the opportunities that exist at the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative, as well as the research methods and focus that we undertook in order to best create a proposal for them to improve their operation. So when we first came into contact with MUFI, we started looking at how we could improve their operation. One of the main things that we noticed was they have an issue with staffing and maintaining volunteers. Like many nonprofit organizations, they rely on volunteer workers to be able to run their operation. And furthermore, they have a pretty big operation. And so they require a lot of staff to be able to run the place. And they have a lot of different things going on there. So it's not just one simple thing for them to hire people to pick vegetables out of their gardens. It's a lot more complex than that, which makes this kind of a creative problem for us to look into. So we noticed that they needed more people to run the operation, and they could also use a more versatile staff. And coming back to the campus map here, you can see that they've got a lot going on. So they've got a resource center, a cafe, a farm, children's gardens, and orchards, and even more. So because of the unique nature of their operation, they're not looking for just one type of individual to volunteer there, but they can actually use this to their advantage, because some of our secondary research taught us that volunteers are often looking for training or skills enhancement, and there's lots of different motives that motivate volunteers to want to work somewhere or volunteer their time somewhere. And because MUFI has all of these different things going on, they can target their focus toward those types of individuals because of the Detroit demographic. And so they're not just looking for farm workers necessarily, they're looking for customer service and other people as well. And so by marketing the potential that they have for on-the-job training and creating value in volunteers, they could actually get more interest in their operation. Some other opportunities that we noticed are they have a lack of marketing and community outreach, as well as community awareness. And so many people are unaware that MUFI even exists. And furthermore, more people are unaware that volunteer opportunities exist there. And so we wanted to look into how they could strengthen their local presence and look at any unused avenues that they had for recruiting. So the research focus and methods that we used to find information for our proposal were pretty lengthy. So we started by surveying the Wayne State University's student body, and we also talked to the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative themselves, obviously, to determine the level of help that they needed. We talked to local farmers market managers, and then we also talked to the community affairs office at Wayne State. So we tried to look at different angles to kind of get enough information to learn how to solve their problems. We also wanted to look into creating successful volunteer recruiting strategies, and this is what we looked at through our secondary research. And we also wanted to find better ways for them to market. So in the primary research, to restate, we did a student survey of the Wayne State University students to kind of determine their level of awareness of MUFI and to see if they would want to volunteer there. We also talked to farmers market managers and staff to see if it was common for nonprofits to recruit at farmers markets and if they knew if that was an effective means of recruitment and what kind of things that they had seen themselves to see what we could recommend to MUFI. Then we also talked to MUFI themselves to see what problems they had and how we could help. And then we also talked to the Wayne State Community Affairs Office to see how we could get them involved with community outreach through the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. Our secondary research mainly consisted of finding volunteer recruitment and retention strategies and also looking into various marketing methods. So we looked at how we could effectively market for them on social media and what different platforms would be most effective. We looked at recruitment strategy to see what other successful nonprofit organizations were doing to recruit and maintain volunteers. We looked at Detroit demographics to see the type of people that they would be targeting in Detroit to get to volunteer at their organization. And we looked at other marketing strategies outside of social media to see how we could market for volunteers. And lastly, we looked at volunteering management theory, basically how to, once again, recruit and maintain volunteers. And so at this point, I'm going to let Claudia talk about the results of our research and the proposals that we created from it. Thank you.